Hi everyone, Debbie here, lesson 10. Can't believe it. How good is that? Come on over here and join me on my mat and your mat. Green tea with lemon today, so that's really antioxidants as well as immune building, isn't it? Hot lemon drinks are good to have in the morning. Okay, everybody, down and lying onto your mat in that corpse pose. Okay. Rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, and then letting those hands just relax to the side, opening those legs, letting those feet be floppy. Lift your head and let it lengthen. Big breath in, big breath out. Taking in that beautiful perfume of a beautiful rose on the in-breath. Seeing it in your mind's eye, that beautiful red velvety rose, and the scent, absolutely beautiful. So that'll make you take a nice deep inhalation, and then on the out breath, letting your body sink into the mat, sink into the floor, sink into the earth. Another big breath in, take a nice big breath in all the way up to your midriff, and pursed lips, letting out that air as if you're blowing up a balloon. Nice big breath in and lovely releasing, relaxing, letting go breath out. I'm going to come straight into the bowls today and let that actually relax all your muscles. You should be getting into the practice of me saying to let go of your shoulders, let go of your upper back and your mid back and your lower back, your buttocks tissue, and your chest and your breasts and your stomach and lungs underneath, letting go. Sinking down, melting down all through the pelvic area, all through your pelvic bucket. Letting go all the way down your legs. Your face and your head sinking down more and more. Melting into the mat, into the floor, into the earth. And that scalp and that skull is loosening, softening, and all your mind and your brain inside. Let it have some time out. Let yourself become in the moment, in the now. Forget all about anything that you've got to worry about, because you can come back to that in half an hour. It's not a long time that we're here on the mat, although it's starting to be about 40 minutes organically, so I'm hoping that's okay with everyone. And breathing out. And breathing in normally now as I play the base root chakra bowl. And that colour's red. And you can imagine while I'm playing this that those energy tentacles are coming out from the bottom of your feet, stretching down, reaching out, just like the big jacaranda out there. The root system's going out just as much as it's going down. So you've got a really good grip on the earth. And you're reaching down towards Mother Earth's core, that big iron ball turning like an ember in the fire, and that lava lake all around it like the soft centre of a chocolate. as you've reached all the way through Mother Earth and drawn back up her energy in through your feet, in through your legs and your torso, down your arms, through all your organs, your lungs and your heart, and into your face. Know that this energy is going to keep you upright today, really ground you in your standing poses, and your heart will be open from that beautiful resonation of that heart bowl. The second bowl will get that heart frequency opening to even enhance this practice even more. And now you need to just move your fingers and your toes just gently and organically. Letting your head move from side to side, just gently. Big breath in, big breath out, connecting your breath with your body, your mind, your spirit. Lying onto your side and lifting yourself up when you're ready with your eyes closed is good. Just coming to a seated position, and we know about the cushions if you want to put it underneath your bottom, or you want to try and sort of be flat as you can on the mat. But if you're arching too much, if you're curving your back too much, just pop a blanket or a couple of pillows underneath your bottom and lift that flesh up when you're ready, and pop those really bony bum bones right onto that earth. Now, with our legs crossed, we should have a nice triangle of contact towards the earth. Keeping our eyes closed. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's turn our hands up in towards the cosmos and ask for that energy to come down now from the outskirts of space, the corners of the universe, and feel that energy coming down, reaching as if we're reaching up with energy arms, scooping up that energy, bringing it down through that black hole between, in the middle of that Milky Way, all the way down through our space, past the planets, in through the day sky, past the trees, into our roof, and feel that landing into the palms of our hands. Feel that beautiful energy landing through the top of our head, our crown chakra, and feel it coming down through our body, and feel our hands as if they are not lovely and light, and our whole body all down our spine, lighting our spine up, all through our organs, our hips, all the way down through to our toes. Making us want to sit up straight, that energy, bringing that lower energy from Mother Earth and that cosmic energy from above, makes you want to sit up straight, makes you want to feel proud. Rolling those shoulders back, lifting that chest up. You can look up if you like to the sky and say thank you for all your energy that you're sending me, and then just bend that little chin back in towards your body and lengthen behind that neck and that skull of yours, as if you have a string pulling you up towards the cosmos. Now feel that energy along your bottom area and around your legs where they're contacting the floor, and feel that energy like a vortex all the way through to Mother Earth's core. Cosmic energy going down, and then all of a sudden you can feel that beautiful Mother Gaia energy, slightly different, coming back up through your body, coming out through your crown and meeting the cosmos. Imagine those two energies coming in together at your heart now and rippling out. Sunlight, sunshine, a ripple of a stone when it's dropped in a pond, that rippling effect emanating out from your heart. Gently now opening your eyes, just looking down at the floor, looking down at your legs. And as you're looking down at your legs, lift those shoulders back and those shoulder blades back down towards the waistband at the back. Lift that neck up a little bit higher. Just a gentle stretch to the neck. Look over to your left side. Nice stretch of the neck to the left. Coming back to the centre and looking down and feeling those muscles stretch all the way down the sides of the neck to the upper back. Turning to the right and just looking over your shoulder that way. Breath in, breath out, softening. Coming down and looking at those legs again. And then as if you're just looking up your body to your chest, really give that neck, back of that neck a stretch again from there. And then just releasing and coming out and taking your vision up towards the ceiling. You don't need to go jamming your neck up like that. You just go over to there and then you pull your shoulders back down again and you lift your chin just gently, but you're still long in the back of the neck. So you're keeping that length at the back of the neck, because through the poses today we need to keep our neck as an extension of our spine. None of this rocking this way or falling that way. So let's become like an arrow from the very bottom of our coccyx all the way through, keeping our neck really straight and just looking with our eyes up to the ceiling. Breath in, breath out, and releasing. So let's hop up now. I want to start again in that standing position like we did yesterday, and we can do some stretches from there. So everyone, if we stand in the middle of with your feet slightly apart again, those two fists distance, you should be getting used to exactly about where they should go now. And see how I toppled forward? Well, I'm not grounded. I'm playing the bowls for you guys. I need to ground myself now. So I'm going to stretch open my toes, and I'm going to really plant these 2 points at the beginning, underneath the big toe and underneath the little toe inside my foot, and also my heels have to go down at the back. So when you're pushing down towards the earth, what happens? Your thighs switch on, your calf muscles switch on. Now that pelvic bucket has to be drawn up with that tight pair of jeans. That T section has to be switched on. Tucking under, zipping in, pulling up. That feeling of pulling up inside your whole body makes your midriffs and chest stay high. Now roll those shoulders back again, and arms and palms are facing the front, and then you just move and let your forearms fold in, but your top of your arms are still out and back. So down like that, in towards your thighs, your palms, my neck sticking out, bringing that chin back in and lengthening that. So it feels really odd to start with, but we need to get these positions right. And in a moment when we're going to do the dive and the swan dive, we remember to keep that spaciousness there. We don't need to come up and have our elbows and everything in near our ears. We have to be strong with our arms and come up like they're arrows, and we need to leave some space here. And imagine those shoulder blades literally rolling back down my back. So you're literally not like this, you're literally like that, and you're all the time trying to bring those shoulder blades towards your back waist. So let's get to the front of the mat. Hip width apart or two fists, spreading those toes again, pushing those four corners down, switching those legs on, tucking under, shoulders back, hands to the front to start with and then to the sides of your thighs, chin in and lengthening. Big breath in, everybody, coming up into the air. Leave those arms apart. After we get really good at doing this shoulder gap, we can come and put our hands together, but just leave them apart for now. Big breath in and big breath out, and swan diving down and bending our knees as we come down. And we're just going to let our tummy rest on our thighs. And I want you to just stay here. Now, if your neck's up like that because you're in a bad habit, or we're going to literally put our crown of our head towards the floor. So really let it hang. You can even draw circles with your head. One way, the other way. You can yes, and you can no. And that is really got our neck really stretched that way now. So what we're going to do is lift up to
forget the name of it. I'll look it up, I'm not sure what the name. Aide Konasana. Uda. Yeah, one of those. Aide or Uda. So you're coming up, lifting up and pushing up, and we need a flat back like we could put a cup of tea on there. Cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So you might reach to there, you might reach to there to get it straight. It depends on how tight your hamstrings are really. If you can push back, that's fine, but if you can't, keep those knees bent, and that will decide where your hands go and also the length of your leg. If you've got lovely long legs, well, you probably have an advantage. So I'm going to go about here. I'm going to come across this mirror and just have a look and see, yep, that's about my spot there. So about there, I could probably stretch down to there if I really wanted to and lean a little tiny bit forward. So after a while we'll get to do that, but we need to train our muscles and our legs to tell them what we're about to do so that we're not going into something really fast and tearing anything. So coming back here, so we're down here and we're going to do the half lift up to there and then big breath out, back down again and hanging that head. So what we're going to do now is plant our hands, so we're really bending now, and we're going to push back one leg all the way back like we did yesterday. Runner's lunge. If you can lift your fingers a little bit, you can push through there and spring that leg back in. You might get to there, you might get to there. Big breath in, switching that core on will help, lifting up on those fingertips, and just a little push and you can come right back up into, put your foot into that spot that it was before. Big breath in and springing back again on the opposite side, runner's lunge, pressing through. Nice breath here. Big breath in and get ready for that core to be switched on more and more to be able to spring. So a little spring up and put your foot back where it was. And hanging again with the breath down here like that. Stretching all through that lower back. Getting your body a bit warmed up through the spine. Let's grab hold of our elbows and just give a little swing from side to side just to get those hips a little bit more oiled up. And staying still. And hands now, we're going to literally kneel down and we're going to push one foot back as if we're going into the runner's lunge. Plant those hands like gecko hands. We want some really strong hands and strong arms because we're going to try and bring that other leg back to the other, to meet the other foot. Big breath in, big breath out, using your core, you're sort of lifting your whole body up toward, and you're bringing that knee in towards your tummy there, and you're planting it back there like that, and you can go straight into downward dog. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Coming onto your knees, flattening those feet down. Now we're not going to have a rest. If you want to have a rest, you can, but I'm going to get us all to come down into Chaturanga. Hey, remembered. Chaturanga or Chaturanga. And what we do here, you've got those fingers really spread. None of this little tiny hand here that's sort of floppy. It's a really wide base, like our toes were on the floor. And your palms are pushing in there. They're nearly sucking up, like a gecko's hand, underneath your palms. Pushing back, you've got your hands a little bit further out, like not right underneath your shoulders, a little bit further, about one hand print further on. Big breath in, switching on that core, really tucking in. So even if you have to sort of push yourself in like that, and then you're coming up and straight spine, straight neck, and you're coming over all the way to the floor. How did you go?
Keeping those elbows in towards the side of your body, and now pressing your thighs and your feet, even the tops of your feet, into that mat, and you're coming up a little way or a lot. But don't do the lot first because that'll hurt your back. So just a little bit further, and then back down. Now here's where you might have to get up and get yourself back the best way you can. But I'm going to come right up like I've got that all switched back on. So you come right back up into virtually all fours, tucking your feet under and back into downward dog. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Start perfecting those arms and those legs. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, and now we'll come down to a child's pose. Knees out, toes together, and relaxing down, arms as well, having a well-earned rest. Letting go of tightness and tension, and really just be in this present moment and let that open back, let that spine open up through that sacrum there. See if you can nearly push a little bit down with your hands and just push yourself back towards your heels a little bit and open up all those vertebrae. Breathing and letting go on the out breath. Recovering, rejuvenating, renewing. And then big breath in and coming back up to all fours. And what we're going to do again, we're going to, I might get back further so we can be, I'll be in the middle of the mat a bit. So knees under hips, hands would be normally back there if we were doing the cat and the cow, remember. So it's virtually one full hand print in front. You can go out to the sides a little bit, but we definitely want our elbows to be close to our body. So if our elbows are close to our body, it's looking like that when we're coming down. So we're really got to leave those in and then come as if we're nearly scooping them to the side of our midriff. So back into position, and we're going to do that a couple of times now, just to get that strength and that arrow of that back and that neck needs to be in alignment. All fours, one hand print ahead, breath in, switching on that core, coming forward with your chest and coming all the way down, using those elbows next to your body and then coming to the floor. Tucking those toes under and then just lifting up, cobra pose. You can come this far, elbows in, not out here, elbows in will help you push your chest through. And then after a little while we can come up to a higher position, and then there's another part we can do from here as well, but we'll worry about that because sometimes you can come up all the way, but that's way advanced, so don't do that. Okay, now we're coming back down again after the cobra, bringing those elbows in, practicing getting them in really close to your side. And again, we're going to tuck those toes under, push ourselves up to there, and then we're going to send our bottom to the ceiling, all the way up. Back into downward dog. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. No coming down. Big breath in. Pick a leg. Maybe it's your left leg, and we're going to put it all the way back in between our hands. So we can come forward like that. Bend as if we're going to spring. And if you get your foot to there, and 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 your foot to there, that's great. Eventually, you're meant to be able to spring all the way. See how I didn't make it all the way? Pretty close, but I will get there, and we will all make a big change in our bodies gradually. So feet, move them into position, and you've got your little fingers up high, and you go, take a breath in,
and a breath out and lay your tummy onto your thighs again and let that head hang. Just a little bit of practice to get our legs a little bit stronger. Just pushing our tailbone up and towards the sky, lengthening that hamstrings, good stretch for them, and relaxing and letting go. And this time we're going to swan dive back up to that really strong straight position. So just have a look at your toes while you're down there and lift them up, spread them onto the mat more, push down into those two parts in the heel and the two parts, those 4 prongs underneath your toes. Big breath in, switch that core on, bending a little bit but then sweeping up into the air, arms apart, keep that distance between those ears, and just bring your hands all the way back down to your sides. Get into position, really making that strong through there. Popping those feet into place, looking down if you've got those 2 fists apart. Mine's a little bit too close. Switching that all back on again, arms up in the air, shoulders are down and shoulder blades are down the back. Swan diving all the way down. And now we're going to lift straight one leg back, palms on the floor, gecko hands, lifting with our core really tight with that leg towards your tummy and back. And the last downward dog for the day. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Onto those knees, out to the sides of the mat. Big toes together, and child's pose. Breathing in, breathing out, softening as we go. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Next breath, bringing our hands and walking them towards our knees. And bringing our knees in together and just rolling onto our bottom, coming around here for some stretches. So we're going to have our legs out in front, so we always lift up that flesh. If you need a pillow, grab a pillow. If you're feeling like you're curved, like a C shape in the back, we want you to be upright. So just a little on the edge of the pillow, you can lift your bottom up and it sort of tilts your whole pelvis forward a little bit, and bringing the flesh back makes you sit on those ischium bones. Both legs are ahead, lifting one knee up towards you. Now, if you can only go to your calf muscle, your knee, if you can go a little bit further, well, that's amazing, but really just about to the knees enough. Now we're going to take the opposite, the same as the straight leg, that arm up into the air, and we're going to bring the same leg that's bent around behind us, and then the pillow's getting in the way for me. So it's supporting you at the back, and you've got that prongs again at the back, lifting up the straight leg, switch it on, heel pointing towards the opposite wall at the front and the toes back to your head, arm reaching up, and you're bending it and you're coming over and you're putting it on the opposite side of that knee, and you're turning your body. You're trying to get your body to look over the shoulder, the side view. So it's just there, lifting up. So you're sort of pushing yourself up with that back hand, and then your elbow comes across there, and it helps you turn over your shoulder a little bit. If you can get to there, that's fine. You'll get a little bit more twisting and squeezing happening to your tummy as we do this. More and more will gradually change. And big breaths in here and big breaths out helps the digestive system, and releasing and letting go and coming to the front. Now, take that leg down and lift the other one up and put the foot next to the knee there. Lifting your whole body really high, that string. Hand comes behind there. You can have it up like that, you can have it flat, whatever suits you. Straight leg has to switch on with the heel and the toes back towards your head. That arm comes reaching to the sky, and then you bend your elbow and you take it across the opposite side and you look
towards your shoulder. And everything's switched on. This leg's really tight, it's like an anchor, and you're turning around to the back. On each out breath, letting go, softening. And when you do surrender like that, it really does help you turn just a millimetre, tiny bit further. Big breath in, big breath out, and relaxing and letting go back here. So both legs are in front. We've been really getting those hamstrings nice and strong and stretched. So let's see how far we can come. Because I know in the first couple of lessons we were sort of all like reaching here. So let's stand up with our straight backs, not stand up. Be straight with our backs. Getting all my words mixed up today. Reaching, keeping that gap though, so bringing those shoulder blades back down. Big breath in, big breath out, bringing that tummy in as we come down and just popping our hands wherever they land. Those toes and feet can be a little bit switched on. You can leave them soft and gentle if you like. Big breath in again, chest forward, looking out to the distance, and then just trying to keep that elongation of that back and that neck the same. Big breath in and big breath out, and on the out breath, getting a little tiny bit closer to looking at your knees and your shins. Big breath in and big breath out, and try just to hinge from the hips. And just staying here for another breath. Feeling that stretching all through that lower back, all the way down to the tailbone. Lovely for the body. Big breath in and coming up. Big breath out. So just spinning around onto your knees, and I'm hoping that there's people that can do this, and if you can't do this one, I'll give you an alternative in a moment, but if you can be up high like this, because we've been bending forward so much, we need to come back a little bit. So again, switching that T-bar on and pushing that whole area towards you, like a little bit. You can do it with your hands, just gently, and look up like we did at the beginning of the class with a straight spine and a straight neck, just our eyes going to the ceiling. And that can be enough. Pillows under people with no sore knees. Big breath in, big breath out, and just pushing just gently with those hands towards the wall. You're pushing your whole pelvis towards there, and it's all switched on. Okay, coming back up upright. Now we're going to do just a quick version of stretching from one side to the other. I'll show you. So, bringing yourself back like that, but reaching down with one hand. You can have your feet up like that because that makes your heel a bit closer. And then you take the other hand up into the air, and that's a lovely side stretch for your opposite side there. All the air out, just resting and relaxing, but having that mindset of bringing that groin area forward. Big breath in, big breath out, coming down with that arm and spiraling back up. And the other side, reaching for that heel. Hand goes up in the air, opposite hand really tall, and just looking back over towards your heel and pressing that groin towards the front wall. Nice stretch through that lower back, but it's compacting it the other way now. So we're getting some flexibility to our spine. Big breath in, big breath out. Next breath in and next breath out, coming up and pushing ourselves up and coming back to there. Kneeling back onto our stretched toes. Leave your toes up like that and just sit on your heels and really give those little feet a nice little stretch. They've been doing a lot today, and then ready to jump down into our, well, not jump, spin our legs out to the front, all the way out to the front like that. And again, let's sit with our hands and we just slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming down, hands together, and then coming into that corpse pose. And we're getting ready to pat yourself on the back for a lot of downward dogs today, a lot of strength building with that plank and chaturanga. So closing down those eyes, giving yourself a pat on the back, literally in your mind's eye, just saying thank you to every single cell, every single muscle, every single ligament, every single bone. When you're doing exercises like this, from a massage point of view, you're stretching the muscle and the ligament that much that it's actually where it inserts into the bone is getting so strong. So any injuries like hips, knee problems, shoulder problems, because you've got that malleability now and that flexibility and the nutrients from all the warmth that we're doing and all the stretching we're doing is so valuable for your body. So just listening now and listening to your breath and coming to that lovely quiet place and listening to the bowls. I'm sure when we do our yoga each day, we're building energy around us. The energy in this room is vibrant and effervescent. And the bowls, when I play the bowls at the end of the class compared to the beginning of the class, and each week that we're building and doing our classes, these bowls are telling me that we're building energy in our force field around us, in our auric field. You can stay there, you can lie there, and slowly when you're getting up, you always lie onto your side first. You don't jump straight up. You need to relax your body and recalibrate and renew it, rebuild it by lying there and implementing all the poses we've done, but you don't need to jump up and shock your body. You need to slowly get up, lying on your side. If you're coming with me, I've got my palms together and my thumbs pressing in towards my sternum. Namaste, everybody. Loving to see that you are a teacher in yourself by coming here. You are learning, but you are the teacher as well. Have a lovely day, everyone.